Hello, my friends. My name is Gerdes, and this is the Daily Brief. This will be a bit of an extended cut because I want to cover some things a little bit more comprehensively. We're going to start with this: 1,230 Russians off the battlefield today, 5 tanks off the battlefield, and here are the 2 planes we talked about yesterday, but that happened after the official statistics were already out from the day before, so this is where we are. So that makes 6 jets over the last 3-4 days. It's really incredible to watch. We're going to talk about Avdiivka. This is where what the situation looked like at the beginning of February. It is now February 20th as I'm speaking. At the beginning of February, and as you go to the end of February, you see that Avdiivka is completely turned over to the Russians. The Ukrainians withdrew, and if you look at the map, it's just, you can see it gradually kind of decreasing day by day. And yes, the Russians did take it. They almost encircled the city, and then at a certain point, the Ukrainians just got out of Dodge, and they worked out a withdrawal plan, not as elegant as they would have liked it to be, but they did get out. So now, what does this actually look like? It's, if you measure distance to distance, it's about 8, maybe 9 kilometers. And operator Starsky had posted this on Twitter. I saw nothing to add here, where someone said the Russian fascist invaders are 8 kilometers closer to Berlin and Paris than they were a week ago. So it's an open question whether Putin will continue, if he continues in Ukraine, because again, we're all just trying to see what might be coming next, whether he will go further than where he is in Ukraine. Certainly he wants to go further in Ukraine. He's never denied wanting to go further in Ukraine. But the misery of Avdiivka is that allies just haven't stepped up. And this happened because there was a ammunition shortage, and they didn't have the weapons that they needed. And it's not that they don't have the will, but they didn't have the weapons. And so some of that is being remedied here. And so when we look at this, and before we talk about what's being remedied, let's talk about what Avdiivka actually cost. So Russia-Ukraine latest: Putin unleashes wave of drones as Kremlin death toll in Avdiivka exceeded 17,000. So it took them 5 months to take this territory that is only about 9 kilometers. 5 months of heavy fighting, and it cost 17,000 Russian soldiers killed in the 5 months long fight for Avdiivka, which ended over the weekend, according to Likolivy, spokesperson for the Ukraine's military. In addition, 30,000 were wounded, he added. Now, it was costly to the other side, to the Ukrainian side as well, but not at that rate. I mean, it's just a disproportionate Pyrrhic victory, similar to what happened in Bakhmut. Okay. Here, this is the British intelligence update. Within the past week, Russian forces have taken control of Avdiivka, as well as the coke plant situated to the north of the town, both of which have been heavily contested since October 2023 and have been on the front line since 2014. And that front line of 2014 is important. We're going to conclude talking about, yes, this has been since 2014. This has been going on for a long time. Ukrainian forces have withdrawn to defensive positions west of Avdiivka. It's likely that the Russian forces lack the combat effectiveness to immediately exploit the capture of Avdiivka and will require a period of rest and refit in coming weeks. Russia will likely seek to gradually extend its territorial control beyond Avdiivka. So let's look at this map again. And where do the Russians want to go? Well, where are they relative to what? I mean, if you look at this, this was all Russian-controlled territory to begin with. What's in pink? Everything that is in pink here, they already controlled and had been controlling for some time. And they want to branch out a bit. Yeah, they want to continue to move this further west and continue to grab all of the oblasts that they say that they control, which they don't actually control. Okay, let's keep going. So Europe is stepping up, and they're recognizing, I talked about this the other day, they're recognizing that Avdiivka didn't need to happen, but it was because of a shortage of ammunition and tools to effectively continue to hold Avdiivka and take the fight to the enemy. Sweden is just the latest of a number of countries that are stepping up as the U.S. continues to just be mired in its own internal political squabbling. So Sweden boosts military aid to Ukraine with a $682 million armament package. Is that 60 billion? No, but it's not nothing. Okay, Sweden said Tuesday it would give 7.1 kroner or 682 million worth of military equipment to Ukraine. At the same time, we see that Canada is sending more than 800 drones to Ukraine to support its fight against Russia. And I thought, 800 drones. I was thinking, these little like $300, $500 drones. No, it's not that. They'll cost more than 95 million Canadian or $70 million US and are part of a previously announced $500 million Canadian, $370 million in military help for Ukraine. In the past 2 years, Canada's pledged 2.4 billion Canadian or 1.8 billion in military assistance. So this is pretty significant. They're stepping up as well. Here's Japan stepping up. The Rapid Recovery Program, Phase 3, where Japan 15.8 billion, which is more than 100 million US, will be allocated to rapid recovery projects in energy services, transport links, equipment for humanitarian demining, which is very, very necessary. Okay, at the same time that that's going on, the Europeans, even Japan, is stepping up and providing assistance to Ukraine. And when you have this many partners, this level of stepping up is actually going to be very productive. The Wall Street Journal had this opinion piece that all I'm going to read is the headline. No one wants Ukraine to win. It was a little shocking to see at first. Trump opposes the aid package. That's true. Biden never calls for outright victory. And why not? We've never heard Biden say, we've heard we'll stay till, until the end, which is it's never been until you beat Russia. It's never said in that way, and it's unfortunate. We need to have the political will, and not just the political will, but explain why it's important to beat Russia. Today, February 20th, 2014, marks 10 years of illegal Russian aggression in Ukraine. Think about that. Think about we're 2024. What first started was in 2014, and it's not ending anytime soon. 10 years of genocide, 10 years of hell. This Russian medal for the return of Crimea celebrates the illegal annexation of the Ukrainian peninsula. Note the date. Here we are. We're also looking at this. This is our ambassador. Today we honor the memory of the Heavenly 100 ordinary men who gave their lives for the right of Ukrainians to choose their own future. Let's listen to her and then we'll be done.
Today we honor the memory of the Heavenly 100. Ordinary men and women who gave their lives for the right of Ukrainians to choose your own future. Their sacrifice will forever find its place in the history of Ukraine's fight to be free. The world witnessed the revolution of dignity 10 years ago. I have heard the stories of how the spirit of freedom permeated the entire country. The strength of the Maidan was in unity. Hundreds of thousands of citizens across Ukraine came together to demonstrate that Ukraine's future is for Ukrainians to decide. And the clear and loud message was a determination for a European future. The United States stood with you 10 years ago, and we stand steadfastly with you today in solidarity with your fight for freedom and a future you choose. Slava Ukraini.
Okay, so hopefully we'll get our act together in the United States. I know we'll pass a bill. It's just a matter of time and some negotiation. It'll get done, but in the meantime, it's looking pretty terrible in the United States with all the infighting. It'll get done, but okay. All right, that's it. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.